How many of you have ever felt all alone in the world? Sometimes, we all do it, and it's not easy. It's hard to know what to do when you're going through a difficult time and feel like there's no one to turn to for support. But those who feel isolated or alone should remember that people who care about their well-being are always there. Mastering how to identify your feeling of loneliness can also be a step in helping you handle other mental health problems that you may be encountering. With isolation, loneliness, and similar problems, the United States is facing a massive problem. One study indicates that 25% of young people in the United States do not have any friends they trust. This is a problem that needs to be resolved to improve the country's emotional wellness. If you stay with us to the end of the video, you will hear 8 ways to stop feeling lonely. Accept that loneliness is normal. It can be helpful to just know that others across the planet are experiencing the same feelings of loneliness. For some period of time, 40% of people will experience loneliness. That percentage may seem high after all. The internet and social networking makes it much easier than ever before to communicate. Yet loneliness is relative. It's possible to feel lonely even if you have a partner, kids, or lots of friends. If you're wondering how to overcome loneliness in your life, remember that there are millions of people who feel the same way. This natural feeling is something that is faced at some stage by nearly all, and it's something you should resolve. Acknowledge your feelings. After realizing that loneliness is normal, the next step to overcome it is to understand how you feel and the influence it has on your life. Try speaking to a counselor or therapist. See if your workplace has an employee assistance program. An EAP is provided by many employers. As a bonus to your job, these programs come at no cost to you and offer discreet access to counselors and specialists qualified to cope with all sorts of problems, including helping you to overcome loneliness. Talk to family and friends. Let them know that you are trying to deal with loneliness. If you have experienced the loss of a relationship, a loved one, lost a job, relocated to a new place, encountered other problems that have isolated you, let them know how they might make you feel less lonely. Seek professional help. Meeting with a mental health expert is one of the most helpful steps you can take if you're struggling to overcome loneliness and the root problems that can contribute to it. A therapist can help you discover the factors affecting your emotions. Other problems concerning your loneliness can also be treated. For example, whether you have recently lost a family member or a close friend, you may feel both loneliness and grief. Sometimes, due to your location, you might even feel lonely. Military members that are deploying or wives that are separated from family and friends frequently feel a sense of loneliness that appears to be unsolvable. Finding an experienced professional to guide you during the recovery process can make a difference, so we highly recommend seeking professional help. Find a hobby. Boredom adds weight to loneliness. The solution is not playing video games by yourself at night whether you are already dealing with feelings of loneliness or social isolation. Find something to fulfill your time instead. Be sure that there is a social element in whatever you pick. To take pictures in the park or join a gardening club are both good choices. Consider a variety of hobbies and then get into them. Typically, the getting out there phase is the hardest. Hobbies that you do alone can always be enjoyable, but aim to get out more. You might love watching movies or play video games alone, but this isn't going to be the right solution sometimes. Make an effort to enjoy some new activities to ensure you are placed in social situations. It could end up being the boost you need to strengthen your social life, and loneliness can be cured. Find volunteer opportunities. Putting yourself in places where you can meet other people is one way to combat loneliness. That's why people go to places like clubs and pubs. But sometimes only going to public places, particularly for people whose loneliness is compounded by conditions such as shyness or social anxiety, doesn't do the trick. Volunteering provides you with the opportunity to meet many people and learn multiple skills at the same time. If you're struggling to find purpose in your life, it may also give you plenty to look forward to. The people you meet are likely to share your interests, which is another wonderful thing about volunteering. For example, you could consider volunteering at a local shelter if you love animals. This is a place where you will definitely find other dog or cat people with whom you can communicate. If you are around people who want the same things you do, it'll be far simpler to communicate. Practice self-care. Adding self-care to a daily regimen may sound inconvenient or even intimidating for some people. "I don't have time for that," or "I have too many other things to do," might be your first defense. But placing others' interests above your own continually can contribute to a lack of me time, which can cause stress and resentment in return and prevent us from becoming our best selves. Research has demonstrated that adding self-care to one's everyday life lowers depression, reduces the risk of mental and physical illness, increases productivity, and stimulates feelings of happiness. We will approach our jobs and relationships with a calm, happy mind by granting ourselves a regular dose of kindness, thereby encouraging the cycle of positivity to begin. Join a club. You will have access to different kinds of groups and club activities that are mostly focused on shared interests and hobbies, depending on where you live. Online or by community resources, you can find all of these kinds of groups. There are groups for all types of interests, including food, travel, lifestyle, and much more. They can give you things to do when you're feeling lonely. It's a perfect way to make connections and get together on a daily basis with like-minded people. Online world. The online world could be a double-edged sword, especially when it comes to loneliness and social isolation. The online world provides non-threatening and easy opportunities to communicate with others that will help if you're struggling to overcome loneliness. Things like multiplayer gaming, chat and message websites, and even online dating sites can offer opportunities to interact and communicate with others that are satisfying for some people. There are also online apps designed to help you cope with difficult situations such as loneliness and social isolation. If you still find dealing with loneliness and depression impossible, ask for support from a counselor or family member. It can help you move past these temporary feelings. There is no reason for loneliness to be a permanent feeling. You should pursue counseling in order to improve your future. It is worth contacting a specialist online if you are in need of advice or assistance. They'll be happy to assist you, and whenever you feel lonely, you'll always have someone to speak to. The biggest mistake you can make is thinking that you have to face this battle on your own. People who want to help are always going to be there. And if you feel lonely and have suicidal thoughts, immediately seek help. Are you feeling lonely? Feel free to share it with us in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it thumbs up and share it with your friends. That means a lot to us, and this way you are helping the channel to grow. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click the notification bell. You can check our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.